yesterday, got some beef stew. I've already cooked it in the crock pot. Now what I'm going to do is make some beef stew gravy. As you can see, I've dipped out a few spoons of the beef stew mix from the crock pot. I also include a few little pieces of mushrooms because that's actually going to flavor the beef gravy, of course. And I did take one piece of big chunk of the beef and I just placed it in the pan. I'm just going to kind of shred it a little bit. Okay, so now that we have the stock ready, what I'm going to do is turn the burner on medium. After it starts boiling a little bit, then that's when I'm going to add a little bit of water. Got my mind's gone blank. Okay, so now it is actually starting to boil, so I'm going to remove it from the burner. Or at least this has been my experience. If you start adding the flour to it while it's still sitting on the burner, still cooking, it's actually it's going to blend so fast that it's going to clunk up, and we don't want that. We want it to blend in very well so that the beef stew juice will thicken up and not have a whole bunch of lumps. There you go, lumps. I said clumps. Well, clumps or lumps, whichever. We don't want either of those in here unless it's the beef and the mushrooms. Alright, now I'm getting ready to add the flour. Kind of blend it. And as you have probably heard me say in previous videos, I just don't measure anything. I never measure anything. I just kind of guess. But that's just the way I like to cook. I just don't like to take the time to be measuring stuff. I just like to do it as I'm going along. But as you see, the flour has blended in. You see how well it's blended in? Which is allowing the gravy to slowly soak up the flour, so it's blending very well. And I know I have some crazy ways of cooking, but it's just the way I've always cooked. Now we're going to move it back to the burner. And as I said, this is the way I always do it. I had a little bit of water left over where I poured it in here earlier. So I'm just going to add a little tiny bit of water back to it. Now we're going to do some more blending. So look at that, how it's thickening up. If you want to, you can add milk once it starts boiling and thickening up even more. And if you want to add a little bit of milk flavor to it, if you want to keep it more of a beef, then just skip the milk. I think I'm going to skip the milk this time. Because look at that, it's almost perfect already. So as you can see, it's actually starting to thicken up a lot. So we want to thin it out just a little bit. What I'm going to do is just slowly add my water to it. So add a little bit of water and blend it in. We don't want to add the water too quick, because if you do, but you're going to end up with clumps, lumps, whatever you want to call it. Clumps, lumps, all that. And we don't want that with our gravy. Okay, so add a little bit more water. I'm going to do some more blending. And basically what you're going to do now is just continue to add a little bit of water at a time until you have reached your consistency of the thickness. It smells really good. I mean, it smells so delicious. Sometimes I make just plain brown gravy, and I make that to go over top of rice or just over cream potato. And when I do that, I actually just put a half a stick of butter in a pan this size and melt it, and I add some flour to it. And then once I've gotten the color consistency to where I want it at, this is usually the color consistency that I get my brown gravy at. Then that's when I add some milk to it, and of course a little bit of water first, and then I add some milk, and then you've got some, and then add a little bit of salt and pepper, and you've got some so tasty, delicious brown gravy to go over top of your rice and your potatoes. But look at I mean, this consistency already is perfect. You see that? It's already perfect. Got your little bits and pieces of beef in there and your mushrooms. Alright, that's it. See, once you've reached your consistency of the thickness you want it, then you're done. How easy was that? Look at that. And if you want to, you can always add a little bit more beef to it. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the burner since it's done. And the biscuits are done. Alright.